Today, we are going to discuss the features of a narrative essay. Number one, a narrative essay is the most scoring essay. It's more scoring than descriptive essay and definitely more scoring than an argumentative essay. Because a narrative essay is mostly about your personal experiences. You have to write from your own experience, and there's not much description involved. So you basically have to write about your feelings, your emotions, your experience, the lessons you learned. Naturally, all of this makes a narrative essay the most scoring of all the other essays. Number two, some topic examples of a narrative essay are: narrate an incident that changed your outlook on life, or narrate an incident that helped you realize that having one loyal friend is infinitely more valuable than having 100 fair weather friends, or narrate a journey by train. Now, this is an exceptional kind of a narrative essay where there's a combination of descriptive and narrative essay. I'm going to talk about it in more detail a bit later. There's another example of a narrative essay, and that can be: narrate an incident from your childhood that you recall with happiness. So all of these are related to your own personal experience. So each and every narrative essay that you write has to have a personal touch to it. Number three, first person narration. Whenever you're writing a narrative essay, make sure you write in the first person narration. So, I, me, my, myself, these are the words that you have to use for your narrative essays. I has to be the subject, not he, she, or they. I has to be the subject, the narrator, narrating the essay. So, you yourself are the subject of the story that you are narrating. So, the incident that you are describing or the experience that you're writing about, it might not be your own experience, it might be imaginary, or it might be experienced by someone else, maybe your friend or one of your relatives. That doesn't matter, as long as you are writing it as your own experience. As long as you are the subject of the essay and you are writing the essay, you are narrating the experience as if it is your own, as if you are the one who went through all of those things. So you have to be the subject of this essay. Use words like I, me, myself, not he, she, they. You can use them with respect to other characters in the essay, but they should not be the narrator. Number five, feelings, feelings, feelings. More than descriptions, in your narrative essays, you have to focus on your feelings, on your emotions, because this is a narrative essay, not a descriptive essay. So more than your descriptions, it's your feelings and emotions that are of the utmost importance. Amplify on them, amplify on your feelings, amplify on your emotions. Treat these narrative essays like your journal, like your personal diary, where you are focusing on what you experience and how you feel as a result of that experience. So, your feelings and your emotions, they should be of the utmost importance in your narrative essays. They should be your priority. They should be your focus, your feelings, your emotions, and the experience that you are narrating. You have to write about the experience in as many details as you can, and your emotions and feelings as a result of that experience. Not just the general emotions and feelings, but your emotions and feelings in every phase of that experience. How your emotions are changing over time through the experience, that has to be brought out. Number 6, some narrative essays can be a combination of a narrative essay and a descriptive essay. So, in these kinds of essays, you have to combine elements and features of both narrative essays and descriptive essays. So, if you've watched the videos in the previous module, the videos on descriptive essays, then you already know what the features of a descriptive essay are, right? You have to focus on your 5 senses, at least 3 of those 5 senses, and you have to amplify on those senses. Not just what you see, but also what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, and so on and so forth. Here too, in the essays that require a combination of the features of a descriptive essay and a narrative essay, you have to blend all of that together. You have to blend the descriptions, you have to blend your senses, what you perceive, and the experience that you are describing, and your feelings and emotions as a result of that experience. So both elements of descriptive essays and narrative essays fused together. So some topic examples of such essays which require both narrative and descriptive elements are: narrate a journey by train. So a journey by train. In order to narrate a journey by train, you have to describe what you're seeing around you, what you're hearing, what you're smelling, the food that you get in the train, how you're feeling, what you're seeing outside the window. So these are all elements of descriptive compositions. You have to incorporate them in a topic like this. So not just what you see, what you smell, what you hear, but also your experience. What is happening after what follows what, like a story. It all has to unfold like a story with a lot of vibrant descriptions. A second topic example would be: narrate your experience on a family trip. So you have to write about where you are going, the different kinds of sights that you're seeing in that place, the different types of food that you're experimenting. So all of these have to go in the essay, both elements of narrative and a descriptive essay. Also, how you are feeling in the trip, what happens after what, where you go from one place to another, how you're moving from one place to another. All of these become very, very important. Another example of a topic would be: narrate your experience at a school picnic. So the sense of smell, the sense of taste, the music that is playing, what you're hearing, all of that become relevant in this topic too. The last topic example would be: you have been surprised by a pair of IPL tickets by your cousin. Narrate what follows. So, right from the moment when you are receiving the tickets to going and watching the IPL match live, you have to write about everything. So, watching an IPL match live, you already understand. There are a lot of descriptions that have to be written about the match, about your experience in the stadium, watching the match live, what you're eating, what you are seeing, what you're hearing. All the people are cheering, the people beside you, the people around you. The blaring music, the dance of the cheerleaders, all of that have to come in your descriptions. Alongside that, you have to narrate your experience, your emotions, your feelings. So these are the kinds of essays that require you to blend the elements of a descriptive essay and a narrative essay. The next point, number 7, is the conclusion of a narrative essay. So do not add anything new in the conclusion. Do not add any new character or any new incident or any new turn of events in the conclusion. The conclusion should focus primarily on your feelings about the whole experience, your feelings in general. Throughout your body paragraphs, you have to write about your feelings at different points of the experience. But in the conclusion, you have to write about your feelings on the whole, in general, about the entire experience. So you have to write about what you learned from that experience, what you will always remember and cherish, what you realized from that experience, how that experience has helped you evolve as a person, or the impact of that incident on you, or what you are looking forward to. So these are all of the things that come in the conclusion. In the conclusion, you do not have to describe anything else. All of that goes in the body paragraphs. In the conclusion, you focus primarily on your feelings, your learnings, your lessons, what you learned, what you unlearned, how you evolved as an individual, what impact that experience had on you. This is what you should write. Then number 8, you can include dialogues in a narrative essay. Dialogues is a primary feature of story writing, but just like story writing, a narrative essay is also about you writing your own story, writing about your experiences, narrating your experiences like you would narrate a story. So the element of story, that is dialogues come in narrative essays too. You can write 5 to 6 dialogues maximum. Do not just fill your essay with dialogues, because that is not necessary. A narrative essay should be primarily based on the narrative paragraphs, but you can sprinkle a few dialogues here and there. 5 to 6 maximum. Please do not exceed that. In stories, you can write more than 6 dialogues, not a problem. But since it's a narrative essay, 5 to 6 should be ideal. Now, dialogues are not like hi, hello. These are not dialogues. If you're waving hello to your friend, just one word, this is not a dialogue. Or you're saying hey, that cannot be a dialogue. A dialogue has to be something significant, conveying some sort of information, whether it's you speaking to someone else, or you might also hear 2 other characters just conversing with each other. That can also come in the dialogues. So use dialogues in narrative essays. That's not a problem at all, but in fact it can help you improve your narrative essay by giving it a touch of a story. So to sum up whatever I just said, a narrative essay is all about your personal experience. Write it like you would write a story about your experience. Always use the first person narration, I, me, myself. Next, focus on your feelings alone, and your emotions. They must go in your body paragraphs. Not just how you're feeling on the whole, but how you're feeling at different points of the experience, how your feelings and emotions, they are changing in course of the experience. And then in the conclusion, you write about your feelings in general. Now there are some essay topics that will require you to blend the elements of a narrative essay and a descriptive essay. So be very, very careful about those topics and blend the elements of both these essay types to score better. And lastly, the use of dialogues. You have to use dialogues in your narrative essays to make those essays even more effective, because narrative essays can get very monotonous if you just keep narrating what is happening after what. So introduce dialogues to break that monotony. Introduce dialogues to bring variations in your sentences. Do not add anything new in the conclusion, but write about your feelings in general, the lessons you learned from the experience, how you evolved as a result, and what kind of impact that experience had on you. So hope this video was helpful. Hope you learned something new out of it. In the next video, we are going to discuss how to frame and organize a narrative essay. So that's it for this video. See you again in the next video.